You guys, I cannot stop smiling. This is just too cute. It is just that cute. So I had to film this right now, or I wanted to, mostly to capture this moment. I've got it on camera and you can see for yourselves just how cute things can be in this world, and that is him. So yes, this is because of the thumbnail. The thumbnail brought us together. We are just hanging out, chilling. He's on my lap and I'm on my bed, and it's just a sweet, tender little moment. Me and the Dax. Me and the prince. But anyway, so I really don't know what to do because I have his bed down here and I have my laptop over there, and I need both of these things for the video. Bed for him, laptop for you, for me. So yes. But anyway, I don't know if you can tell. I know I can tell, and I don't like that I can tell. I don't like the look. But I got a little friend, a legit bra, and yeah, that's real weird for me. Out of my comfort zone, and a lot of people would think otherwise. Like, wouldn't you be out of your comfort zone if you wear either nothing or just a simple bralette? But anyway, I'm 22 now. 22 and 1 week, actually. Don't know what this, hands are fun, but yeah, so pretty crazy. 21 and 1 week old, and I should finally start wearing these guys as a 22-year-old. So yes, happy 22 to me. A lot of twos in there. But yeah, so before the video gets too long-winded, even more so than it already is, I need to move him. I want to cry. It's also sad. I have this moment, this perfect thing right here, just this cuteness on camera, but I'm also going to have something else on camera, and that is me removing him from his comfortable sleeping state. Well, he's already moving. I'm wondering if he's comfortable. Sorry, baby. Let me get your bed. Get your bed. Okay, come here. In your bed. Oh. Okay, here we go. Alright, he's gonna be over here. Hopefully he's happy. I don't know if he wants to be here, but I want him here, and I bet you guys do too. Okay, just awkwardly grabbing this. We're probably like 20 minutes in by now. Okay. So, hopefully the camera's even going. Now I want to check. Okay. Where to put this? Okay, 3 minutes. Let me do a little check in the mirror. See if I look terrifying or really terrifying. Okay. Also, I got balloons because I'm 22. That's a really bad idea to have those guys right by my hair, especially because I worked so hard in straightening it. Alright, so this is the 22 things I learned in 22 things, 22 things I learned in 22 years. 22 things I learned in 22 years. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Me staring out the window, observing the snow, getting so excited. Look at all that snow. Snow. We're gonna have a white Christmas, we had a white Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay? Alright, anyway. So, that is what this is. So yes. So life lessons and things and stuff learned. That is what we're going to be talking about. So this is just a nice reminder, just some mottos and rules that I have set up for myself and that I've learned. And they're almost like enlightenments. And so yeah, just some things, some of these things I'm still learning how to do. So these 22 things that I have learned, they're things where I'm still undergoing the learning process, if that makes sense. So welcome to age 22, me. To me, from me, happy birthday to me. Okay, so we're just going to begin. Let me do a little head count, or paragraph count. Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22. Now, I originally had far more than 22. This would have been like a 22 plus things and stuff that I learned in 22 years, but I combined some, and I tried to go by theme, by topic, and I just kind of sort of combined some like items, like themes, if you will. So, yes. Number 1. And by the way, these are kind of sort of grouped together, so you're going to see that common theme, that common thread going through the topics, and then we'll like jump from one thing to the next eventually. So this is more personal, myself. So, well, be yourself, that's what this is. So be yourself, do you, and don't take yourself too seriously. So that right there, those little notes to myself, just going off of that. There's only one of you, there's only one of me, there's only one of every single human being on this planet. Past, current, future, there's just the one. There are twins, there are triplets, there are whatever. Family matters that allow you to be born at basically the same time, which means that you might be very similar to somebody else. And I said that very, very strangely. Can you be any more strange than this new 22-year-old? But anyway, so you might as well be yourself. You might as well learn about yourself, learn who you are, find yourself, be yourself, be fair to yourself through being yourself, and the other way around. And also just don't take yourself too seriously. So do you, just be yourself, do what you want. This is your life and your chance, your opportunity, your experiences. And you only have this once. It's like the YOLO thing, but let's not get too corny and cheesy. But yeah, don't take yourself too seriously. So when you can laugh at yourself and be yourself, you are gonna feel this inner peace because you're comfortable and confident in who you are, or at least you're trying to do that, trying to be that way. And when you don't take yourself too seriously, other people will appreciate that about you, and they'll feel inspired to also be that way. And if you don't take yourself too seriously, your life will just be more fun. So you know how to laugh and have fun and joke and just have a fun time and be a fun individual. So there's that. And that can be very hard. I mean, the vast majority of my past, my history, it was just being the mouse in the room. I was so shy, so quiet, and I just felt like I couldn't be myself because of the anxiety and the fear with other people, around other people. But slowly but surely I started to open my mouth and open up more, and now I can say that I'm quirky me. I'm just who I am. I've been able to find myself just through talking, and that has allowed me to be myself. And obviously I'm still trying to find myself officially, and I think it's a lifelong process. It's starting from birth and continuing until death, and even then some. You're still gonna progress and learn and grow in the afterlife if you do believe in that. But anyway, so there's that. Now don't worry about a thing, and there's that song. That was my song for a while, especially when I was going through that shy phase, that shy stage. So don't worry about a thing, and then everything's gonna be alright. So just like how it sounds, fear, anxiety, it's contagious and it's very real and raw to thousands of people. And when you worry about things, the joy is just sucked from your life. It's like you can't experience it, you can't have fun, you can't be yourself because you're just in a state of concern and fear. So there are things that are going to come up and flare up: mental health, physical health, family, friends, just all kinds of things. It could be your education, it could be your school life, your social life. Something bad has happened to you, an accident, I don't know. And when that comes, you should be able to face it. You should be able to acknowledge, okay, I'm fearful, I'm concerned, I'm whatever, So you should be able to face it, as in, like, that is the time to be afraid. And that's okay, that's a human emotion. It's really hard when you feel that way 24/7. And as a person with anxiety, it's hard to be able to control that. So I am a worry wart, and I'm trying to work on that. So that's something that I'm learning still. So just don't worry about a thing. So just don't fear the now for something that might happen, or something that is going to happen in the future that you know of, or even that you don't know of. Just try to live presently, and that will be your present, your gift. So just one day, one thing at a time. My brother tells me that all the time, and he tells that to himself as well. He's in Africa right now, serving for our church, and this is a motto that he has come up with himself. So that is an anxiety helper, if you want to call it that. Just one day, one thing at a time. You just live by the day. You just try to survive that day. Your activities, your festivities, just the ongoings-on of that day. And you're going to be able to enjoy life more when you have your mind, your heart set in what is going on around you at the time being. And then you look at what you did today, and that's easier said than done. But just think to yourself, when your head hits the pillow, when it's time to go to bed, when it's time to sleep, close your eyes, move on to the next day. Just before you do all that, just think, hey, I survived today, and I was able to do this. Even if you say to yourself, okay, I got out of bed, maybe I didn't make my bed, but I brushed my teeth, at least. So just small things like that, just the successes throughout the day, the small things, the big things. So something kind of sort of sad, very sad. I'm too scared to live my life sometimes. I feel like my anxiety can stop me. It will just, hello, it will just run up to me, and it will be all up in my face, and it will just tell me that I have to be nervous about something. And it's just small things, and I will tell myself, I'm supposed to be scared. Oh my gosh. They know that I'm filming, and they were supposed to leave on an errand a while ago, but I have to do this now.
That's garbage too. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay. So yeah, just me trying to surpass this anxiety. Some people say it gets worse with age, some people say it gets better with age, and we're just gonna see. So I'm really trying to work on that. I just don't want to be in my own way. So now, live in the present, be present. So kind of sort of talked about that. So just enjoy what's going around you at the time. Things could be hurtful right now that you're facing. That could be your present. Well, it's not like a gift, but that's just how your current life is. And it's hard to live in that, so you might be thinking about the past, dreaming about the past or the future, just getting out of that hard thing in your life. But living in the present and being present, it can really help you to learn and grow from the now. And if good things are going on around you and good things are in your life right now, and that is your present, that is a gift. So if something bad is happening and it's in your present, it's not going to feel like the present or a present, but it's something that you can morph into a gift because you can learn from it. That was very deep. Okay, so no regrets, that's corny and cheesy, but that's kind of what it is. If you live in the present, you're not going to be too regretful. Is that a word? Anyway, you really won't, because you were able to live in the present, enjoy the present, learn from it, grow from it. You're not being depressed thinking about the past. You're not being anxious thinking about the future. You are in the now. And also, being present is a way to live with no regrets. So just kind of said that. So enjoy the now, enjoy the show, be in the moment. So the now is a show. It's where you are on stage. This is your act. Your act, however many days you've lived, whatever that number is. And it's your show. So today's a new day. You wake up, the curtains are waiting for you to fling open, and just walk in that stage, on that stage with the lights in your face, then you're just sweating and enjoy the show. Okay, moving on. Alright, so set goals and work on them, dream big. So when you set goals, you are using your time wisely and you are trying to live your life to the fullest. This whole life is about goals. You are born just to die, if you think about it in that way. But what you do in the middle between birth and death is the big stuff, the important stuff, or at least I hope. And that's at least my dream in life, to do big, great things, hopefully. So you set goals, you do minor, mediocre, big, intense, you do a little bit of everything, the small, the big, and you need to work on them. That's what I try to do. So with me, right now, my goals are basically mainly two things. So education, my school is actually that way. Want to teach first grade, that's the dream so far. And then also I want to write. I'm trying to go through the editing process right now. Then I want to get published soon. So those are my main goals right now. And dream big. So education, going to college, and a book. It can be really hard to write a book. Those are pretty big dreams. And if both of those things happen, and it's like day one of me experiencing each of those dreams come true, like I graduate and then I'm in a classroom like on the same day, if that could happen, and then if I get published and the book is flown into my hands, I could just die and I would be so happy and I would go to heaven with a big smile on my face, like I just was able to make my dream come true. Anyway, so always be working on or towards something. Do something your future self will thank you for. So every day, or at least I'm trying this, I'm trying to write a little bit every day. I'm trying to work on my homework just a little bit every day. Well, I always have to. If I want that grade, if I want to graduate, I better do it every day. But sometimes it's not due every day, and then you procrastinate. But anyway, so there's that. And now a motto. So make up a motto, live by it. Mine, here's an example. There's no such thing as a bad day. That's a quote that I made up for myself. I haven't heard of it anywhere else. And my brother actually used that. He was talking to someone and he told them my quote. And I don't know if he gave me the credit for it, but that's okay. Anyway, so mottos are really good. Journaling is great. It really helps to make a list, like a to-dos list or a to-gets list. It can really help your day and just help in your life. So just being smart about how you live and how you record your life. So a motto will help you to be positive. A journal can help you to be reflective and be able to learn and grow from yourself and your life. And then a to-dos list will help you be productive in your day. And it's a very satisfying, great feeling to be able to cross something off your list with a bright red pen. Or in my case, I love the Notes app on my phone, so it's nice to hit that little X, the little backspace. Okay, so now, I'm being very long-winded. That was probably only like 5. Okay, anyway. So, don't get in the habit of saying sorry and say what you need to say. Be honest and upfront. No means no. So, it's important to be apologetic. And it's important to say sorry, but you need to be fair to yourself. If something is not your fault, if something is accidental, sorry is probably not always the word you have to use. If you say sorry too much, it really shows other people that they can walk all over you. It shows that you're a pushover. It shows that you have no self-esteem or lack of self-esteem at least. And you just have to have self-respect, and you want to be fair to yourself. Not everything is going to be your fault, obviously. And then say what you need and what you want to say. Be honest. So just tell people how you feel and what you think, and that's very hard for some people. It's been really hard for me, but I've just learned that you have to just tell people what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. Like, if you don't want to hang out with someone, you don't have to say yes. If you don't want to do a certain activity, you don't have to. You have that right. So don't be pressured by the people around you, the people in your life who are asking you to do something or whatever. So there's that. Talk less, listen more in conversations, and pay attention too. So I'm a talker. I open up when I get past that shy beginning, that shy introduction, you know. I feel like I could talk a lot and I can just keep going and going and going. So I try to, well, I'm really bad at this, but I'm trying to ask questions more. To ask a question, you are inviting the other person to speak their mind and say what's on their mind. And that will allow you to be a listening ear instead of a chatterbox. So, do you like my little hand motions? Yeah, so pay attention to something I have to work on in the social aspect, just being social and in regards to that. Pay attention. I probably pay attention too much in conversations. I overanalyze, I overthink after the social encounter or conversation or whatever communication was going on. I tear it apart, I rip it to pieces. I'm just like observing myself, how I came across, and I'm just like, I said that wrong. Was I mean? Was I too nice? How do I come across? Was that rude? I don't know. And then I just overanalyze what they said, and I'm like, did they really mean this? Do they not like me? Was there anything on my face? Did I sound weird? So I have to be careful of that too. So that's just like communication right there. Make self happy. Do what makes yourself happy. Do not sacrifice your happiness to please other people. Gotta make yourself happy first. So don't shut yourself out to make others happy. So sometimes the only chance at happiness is putting yourself first. And that might be a little bit selfish. I'm not trying to sound like a brat, but you do have to make yourself happy, or else your life might be considered a waste. It wasn't really your life. You're trying to live a life that other people want you to live and hope you live and expect you to live. And, oh, I meant to put hairspray on. I'm probably like a frisbee, but anyway. So, just try not to be a people pleaser. Just do you. I talked about that. That was like the first thing I said. And then I put, sometimes being sneaky is your only chance at happiness. So, like, not everybody has to know your life or your life story. Some things are meant for you and you only. And I had to say that very sneakily. So I guess there's that. Now, do not gossip. Work on yourself and not other people. I made that up, and I'm pretty proud that I did. So work on yourself and not other people. Do not critique other people. We are our own worst critic. Everybody knows that, right? I mean, they know the quote, and they know that in themselves and in their brain. We're hard on ourselves, unless we're very conceited, or selfish, or narcissistic. But anyway, just don't talk about people. Go to the source. Talk to them. Don't talk about them. Just go up to them, talk at them, ask them questions, ask them about their life, instead of talking about them in their life. So just mind your own biz, do your own shiz. Avoid drama, don't talk bad or smack. Don't talk bad about people, don't talk smack. Gossiping about gossipers too, that's a hard one for me. That's something I've had to work on. Sometimes I'll say, so-and-so said that about so-and-so, and I don't agree with that. Like if something is said on Facebook or I hear a story, whatever, so that can be hard for me. Social media less, electronics in general less. So, I prefer to post. I don't so much like to scroll through the feed or like Facebook stalk people. So I just don't like being on my phone. I really don't. Like every night what I try to do is essentially tell people, and my family and friends know this for the most part, but just I'm going to put my phone down for the night. I'm going to go for the night. That means I want to be away from the world, from my world at my fingertips. I just want some me time, and I just want to like de-electronic. So just live your own life, work on your own life and dreams and goals, not other people's. It can be a waste of time. It can hurt your ego and self-esteem. Don't compare your worst with someone else's social media best. Because there's not just your worst versus somebody else's best, it's their social media best. Social media is where, for the vast majority of people and for the vast majority of the time, it's where people show themselves off, their prettiest selfie out of like 1,000 on their camera, their phone. It's where they show the prettiest pics of their trip that might not have even been that great. It's just stuff like that. So I wrote evolution, but I don't know why. Evolution moms. I feel like some parents, they can be on their phones more than I am. And I understand it's a great way to communicate and keep in touch and stay in touch, but I feel like it breaks the relationships around you, the physical face-to-face. I can hug you and talk to you right here, right now. Whatever, friendships and relationships. So also, don't broadcast everything on there. I used to be on like all the time, and I would post multiple times a week, like fresh Facebook person. So when I was a fresh Facebook person user, I was just saying too much, like, oh, I'm not feeling good. And then everybody in the comments like, oh, I hope you feel better, blah, 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 blah. You know, but you don't have to broadcast everything. And then when I went through a hard time, and I was not on meds, and I was a little bit psychotic, or a lot, I did at least 2 really weird posts, which have been since deleted. But anyway, just not good. It wasn't about anybody, or it wasn't too much information, but it was just posts that didn't make sense, and I should have just totally stayed clear of the interweb at that time in my life. So just don't tell everybody everything. I don't like those people. Okay, that's mean. I don't like it when people do that. And I have some people who do. So don't worry or care about that. Just pay attention to your own life. Focus on you in the now. Your life, your wants, your goals, your needs. Don't be conceited or selfish about it. And that's not conceited or selfish when you do that. When you avoid social media or don't have it at all, or are just barely on, or very smart and careful about it, you're not conceited or selfish for doing those things. You are being fair to yourself, and you're trying to love your life and love yourself, and live your life and live yourself. Okay, so spend time with people, hang out with people, invite them even if you have to invite yourself, or ask to be invited, essentially. Take invitations. It's good to hang out with people, honestly. I went through a phase growing up. I was still shy and quiet at this time, but I was trying to be braver and talk more and try to be myself more. And I would get invited by this group of friends all the time. And growing up, when we were younger, I was even more shy and quiet. And we were closer. I don't know how, I don't know why. But then I just went through this phase. This was right before my anxiety got really, really bad my freshman year of high school. And I didn't want to hang out with people, talk to people. My only social time was at school in the classroom. And that just wasn't very good. And I can still be a little bit like that now. I mean, I've moved. I'm 22 years old. I live at home. I'm an on-campus student. 2 online classes. That's the update. But just, I don't really have friends right now just because I'm not in the dorms, blah, 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 blah. And I kind of feel like the classroom is when I talk. That's how I've been able to meet people, and still in the friend progressing progress. But anyway, so just accept invitations. I need to do that more, and I'll be able to experience this and say yes more in the future when if and when I do go in the dorms, and when this next January I decide, and I am, to go to the ward or the church time with people my age.